Hi, diddly ho, friendaloons. It's Rale, and it's once again not time to Nintendo things. I'm joined by Stormsong and Andy. Say hi, lads.
Hi, lads.
Hi, lads!
And Whacker is on the way, though he did state he will be a little bit late.
Okie dokie. So Rayleigh, you are a little bit quiet, and Andy and I are a little bit loud. Just a little.
Okay, I
Just a
gotta
little
turn
bit.
up my gain just a tad on my actual mic. That's been
Wunderbar.
fine-tuned. There we go. That's better. And turn you guys down just a little. There. Spricken. Andy, Storm, Spricken.
Spricken.
Time! It looks pretty...
Okay, yeah, that's more correct then.
Wunderbar. All right. Anywho, it's time to continue with Zelda things. Let me set it up so the lads can see in real time so their commentary isn't laggy.
Yes.
Why, yes.
And away we go. So I have been playing this on my on another save a lot. That game is a little loud.
You whore!
Okay, so here's my logic. One, I'm impatient and really wanted to play the game. It's very good. Two, I wanted to be sure I wouldn't really have to look up guides every time I come up across something that I can't figure out, which happened a
Fair.
couple times in my personal playthrough.
Yes.
So, last time we came across Stamp Guy. He's wonderful. I love him. And
Yes.
I learned thingums.
So now, we continue trying to defeat the Cracks of Doom.
Indeed.
Hello, UNC Samurai. Hello, Digiman.
Actually, you know what? I should sleep in the bed. So, most of this stream is going to be wandering around, picking up collectibles and stuff that we have access to. I forgot how long this takes with the bad bed. Screw it, we're going to the fairy fountain. Ah. As is always tradition, doing a spin or a roll or something is faster. It's been a magical time, Workslayer. It's been a magical time making beds and shit. Alright.
Magical. Yes, Testicle Island.
Cool.
So, another Crack of Doom.
Have to remember that I'm using the Switch controller now. I've been playing a lot of Gundam also, and I play that with an Xbox style controller, which has the X, B, and the X, Y, and the A and B buttons switched with each other.
Yeah.
Okay, so how it works in these non-plot related riffs or non-dungeon riffs, is that we've got oh shit. To find 3 of these little guys. Do I have a
Yes.
fish?
You have Ice JJ Fish.
Fish comes out, fish immediately dies. Okay. Plan B. There we go. So now we dive down here. We obtain friendaloons. And we've got to
Yay.
find 3 sets of those in this one. The specific number of those we have to find will depend on the crack in particular. But usually it's somewhere between 3 and 5.
Yep. Somehow, our streams eventually ended in us looking for crack.
Ooh,
Nice.
something bubbly.
Oh, I can't move because I have the spine on it.
After decades of searching, Boulder was finally discovered.
Wunderbar.
There are many careers where you can search for cracks. Foundation inspector.
Yeah. Boulder was off on a sedimental journey.
Yeah.
Ouch. Thank you for that, UNC. Your contribution to our brain rot will always be remembered.
Joke's on you, my brain came pre-rotted. Uh-oh. My controller, no!
My brother was born with a brain rot disease, Rale. That's not funny.
Speaking of a brain rot disease,
Oh,
welcome, Whacker!
I don't want to be. I don't want to.
Quick, tase him. Give him some
Whacker,
energy.
you wanna be here. You wanna watch the princess do the thing.
Okay. Hello.
If you watch it with us, we'll take you to McDonald's.
Fuck,
More.
I want a burger still, and I couldn't go get a burger because my car's in the shop and Fox has her truck and is at work. So I'm like, no.
The Night Owl says, Whacker.
You can get DoorDash?
I don't do DoorDash or anything like that. I don't do delivery to my house. In part because I'm
My
outside
friend-
the city limits.
Yep.
And wow.
Yes?
And wow.
What is it, Whacker?
Storm, no gaslighting me today.
I'm not gaslighting you, you badly shaved baboon.
I mean, that's.
I gotta write that one down. Jeez.
I'll give that. I'll give that like an 8 out of 10. That was pretty.
Nah, man, that's a solid 9, man.
Shut up, Andrew.
No.
Don't talk to Storm Song that way, bitch. Now that our identity confusion has been sorted out. Now that our identities have been sorted out, we're back to Legend of Link with Kiwi.
Oh, God. Is this the backwards rolling hack
Yes.
all over again?
Yes, yes it is. I
I think-
mentioned this earlier when I started doing it. Like in classic Zelda fashion, there's some little movement thing that makes you go slightly faster. In this case, it's spin to win!
Spin.
Ah, crap, I've been quoted again.
She spins me right
Right
round,
round,
baby,
baby,
right
right
round.
round.
Record, baby, right round, right round.
Round.
Okay, now why the accent on that?
Why not?
Why not?
I didn't know you didn't. I didn't know you were like that, Rale. I don't know. Yeah.
Don't you judge me.
God, do you not know how to stack beds, Rale?
Yeah, good God, dude.
Okay, to be fair, on my personal save, I've hit the point where beds are no longer the primary climbing method. So, shut up.
Oh, looky! I got a queen prize now. I don't
I
need
used
to-
the armoire.
Unfortunately, I don't get to drop armoires on people.
Well,
No, you stupid witch. He wanted an armor of invincibility. No, I can use this.
I cast Blunt Force Trauma.
Rale,
Yes?
I'm getting dizzy watching this.
Don't focus
Not
on
because
the
she's
screen.
not because she's spinning, but mostly because, you know, that's how Whacker gets around women.
terrible. Yes, go forth, my little spiky dude.
You're the kind of guy that gets a nosebleed from a lingerie ad.
What?
Bruh.
Ah, sword moblin.
Indeed. Unfortunately, sword does not beat giant spinny plant.
Ninja Turtle says
Okay,
lies,
maybe
Whacker
sword does
predicts
beat giant
ear
spinny
holes.
plant. Be gone!
I think you gotta start it farther away.
Or do that. Okay, apparently Storm's cutie mark now squeaks when he squishes it. What?
Ew.
Oh, so Okemo was painting custom ducks for Duck Simulator.
Ah.
Or Duck Pond Simulator.
Why? No. No.
It'll be a quack attack.
That was the Disney show where the duck triplets were like teenagers.
Quack Attack.
Yeah.
Or Quack Pack.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was
Quack
Quack
Pack,
Pack.
wasn't
Quack Attack was the little short bits where it would show bits of Donald getting angry.
Oh.
Oh god, I got quoted for that too.
You know, the thing is, now that I'm older, if I were to watch the old school, like, DuckTales, I probably would have been like, God, these ducks' voices are annoying.
Andrew, you're old and blind. You
Shut
can't
up,
watch
Whacker.
shit.
Always with the abuse, Whacker. God, you're so mean to everyone else. Constantly.
Just because you're old and doesn't mean we all have to be.
Oh, I'm getting a rooster. Neat.
What, you... Someone make cock jokes with Rale here. Please. Somebody.
It wasn't
Anybody.
even originally meant to be a dick joke, but I won't deny that it became one.
Yeah, man.
Sweet, $50.
Indeed.
You know, that is kind of one of my favorite aspects of a lot of fantasy mangas. Like, oh yes, monsters drop magic crystals that we have various uses for, and they're interchangeable with money.
Yeah.
I like the Adventure Guild stuff. I think that's neat.
No, Adventure Guild stuff is always neat. It is
are
a
those?
sad. It also makes me somewhat sad that the real life equivalent, being a handyman, is not monetarily feasible.
Rail, why are
You know-
there slimes? What are those slime things doing?
They're called Zols, and they're bouncing happily.
They're slimes.
Okay, and
They don't call the monsters in this world like orcs are moblins, like bats are keys, snakes are ropes. I'm pretty sure the spiders are like doodle dogs or something like that. You know, I'm surprised they call fairies fairies, to be honest.
you're a fairy.
I think there's sort of
Did
this
you like
idea
the mirror or
that
something?
Lol.
What are you saying, Storm?
I think it's one of those things. Oh, sorry, I'm getting messages from Lady Red.
What did you do?
No, I'm asking her for some resources.
Can I have some money too? Rail, I have a question.
I may have an answer.
Have you tried like bopping one of those yellow birdies?
You can't. I have not been able to catch the birds at any point in time.
But you have tried.
Yes.
Alright.
Attempts on bird life have been made.
So, okay. In a lot of Japanese media, squids have like the big like pucker mouth, the one that's like woo.
Yeah.
I think they mistaken the. They have like these tubes on their the sides that they breathe from, and I wonder if they mistaken that as the mouth.
Maybe. It also might just be like a stylistic design choice.
Could be.
Andy, people occasionally mistake that giant fucking orifice on your face that you insert cake into as a mouth.
Whacker, I rarely eat cake.
That's what you want us to believe.
No, seriously, I rarely do, but
And no, I get that. I don't like my big
it's
sweet
too
thing is
rich
cookies.
sometimes. It's too rich.
There's just too much of it. Also, it's really easy to get a bad cake.
Yep.
I tell you, if you ever want to give me a cookie that'll make me go like, oh, I want a hot, slightly crumbly cookie, like hot out the oven.
So
That bend just a little bit, you know.
me and Fox recently made an oatmeal cookie recipe, and what we're planning on doing next time we make it. He's facing the wrong direction. Ow!
I actually enjoy an oatmeal raisin cookie.
We're gonna put apple slices in it. Oh, son of a!
I'm free! Oh god!
Okay, so we're gonna put apple slices in it next time. Make like an apple pie cookie.
Your face is an
Ah.
apple pie.
So
Whacker,
Nida-
don't sass the cooking, or you won't get cookies when we visit.
No, that's so
I mean,
mean.
it depends on what kind of cookies we're talking about here.
What kind
So-
of cookies do you like?
I could go
Night-
for some peanut butter cookies, some sugar cookies.
Fox has the best peanut butter cookie recipe.
Oh, that sounds so good right now.
Oh, I love a warm...
I'm sorry, but peanut butter isn't kosher.
Dude, shut the fuck up, Whacker! I will strangle you with a watermelon.
The
I don't know
anger
how,
in that
but I will.
statement.
Night Owl says it's a stylistic thing because the beak of the octopi isn't suited for simplified cartoonish depiction.
Oh,
That's true.
fair.
Their beaks are not adorable.
Yeah.
I mean, depends on.
Right, so just important. I have a friend who's going through something right now, and I will leave them at name redacted. But this is really just kind of for all y'all out there, because a lot of y'all are young, but a lot of y'all are adults. If somebody, like, asks to stay at your place for, like, a couple of weeks, you know, because they're getting on their feet, that's all good and well, but set very clear boundaries. A couple of weeks does not mean a month, or 2 months, or 6 months. Don't let people walk into your house and take advantage of you.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just felt like putting that out there because I have a friend going through that right now.
Oh, another
Yeah.
first-time chatter. Immediately calling out the Discord. Someone checked out Tex's Patreon post.
Hey, Major General J. Welcome to WBPL 76, the streaming arm of the Black Pants Legion. We can legally be defined as entertainment.
I mean, I've seen Whacker's face, and it is pretty entertaining.
Sir and or ma'am.
Oh,
It is
Crab just
it is-
annihilated my bat flock.
It is a doughy amalgamation of what could be called features.
Hey, look, Whacker's favorite creature.
Crabs!
Crab battle.
I refuse.
He's already scratching.
Crab was surprisingly effective against other crab. See? Instant death.
Yay! Yay for crab death.
You know, I used to feel bad when they had like snow crab legs in like buffets and people were just eating them by the hordes, and I was like, golly, we must be like wiping them out. And then I saw one of those like documentaries, and like these things, like they roam in like massive herd or whatever swarms over the seafloor. They just look horrifying. I'm like, nah, wipe these things out.
Oh yeah, no, crabs are one of the many horrible things that comes from the ocean. Look up what coconut crabs do to things. Once in a
They're
while.
adorable, but yes, they are terrifying.
They also
Yeah, no.
steal stuff.
Yeah, a whole big bag of nope. The ocean needs to stay where it belongs, and then we need to burn it down.
That's one of my favorite things in the humanity F yeah things. It's like, wait, you went to discover the stars before you went into your own oceans? It's like, we don't go down there.
We don't talk about that place.
Yeah.
I don't understand, Globnar. There's nothing down here, but oh my god!
Thank you for the donation, Hairflex.
I fucking love the Chad looks on the... Yes, okay. The stamps for the stamp guy. Look how much of a fucking Chad he is in these.
Orc Slayer says, the depths are a place of nightmares.
What if, like, this is how they actually look like, and this whole cartoon aesthetic is, like, how our mortal eyes are only able to perceive it?
I mean, yeah, that's usually the shtick I go with in my head.
Also, I feel kind of bad that you're just mowing down random flowers.
Oh, they grow back pretty quick.
Night Owl brings up quote 7280. Look, every time I've mouthed off to Mother Nature, I've gotten assaulted by her, up to and including a nut shot by the ocean.
No,
Rale
every time
Merrigan.
I've entered the ocean. I only
No,
mouthed
no.
off to the ocean one time, and that was not the first time I'd been assaulted in the ocean. Thank you very much.
Quote 7281. Fun fact, literally every single time I've entered the ocean, I've been attacked by something.
Well, I mean, every time Rale goes in the ocean, he has been assaulted because he's kind of salty.
Oh,
in the
shut the
ocean.
fuck up, Whacker.
You said puns welcome, you bitch!
Only when he does it.
Yes, it's only when I do it. When Whacker does it, it's just, no.
Balls.
It wasn't the pun that offended me. It's the blaming me, not the ocean, for my suffering.
You know, down here, we have these keys of islands called the Barrier Islands. And, they make, you know, they're really good at, like, dampening damage that some storms would do normally. However, they also make the water, they, like, keep the water from being properly filtered. So when you go out into the initial water, it's very, like, muddy and gross and all that. It's really sad when you live near the ocean, you have to pay to go to a smaller island that has clear waters. Or like draw to Florida.
Indeed.
Things better in Florida.
No.
Just ask Psyduck. He lived there.
Sometimes some things are better in Florida. They have beautiful water. If you've ever like, they have very, very
Yeah,
beautiful.
when they don't have the red algae blooms.
Yeah, no. No, thank you.
Oh, look at that bastard! Oh, okay. I'm sorry. My favorite mini games in RPGs are fishing ones, and when they actually show like the big fuckers you catch like over your head, like
Yeah.
I think it was Dark Cloud 2. You pull a fish out of the ocean, it's like 3 times bigger than you are. It's like, yeah!
That is often the case with such things. The bath salts hit different in Florida, says Ninja Turtle.
I used to often try to do fishing like on our rest down times in D&D campaigns.
Orc Slayers, or not Orc Slayer, Digiman says, oh, we are less than 800 quotes from the DBZ joke.
It's over.
8,200.
1006.
Why are you a glowing fish now?
No, I brought the fish. I didn't transform
Well,
into
you're a
fish.
glowing fish.
I brought this child a fish.
You are a glowing
What?
fish.
Was he like sleeping and you couldn't wake him up other than with the fish?
He was hungry, and now he's going to sleep.
Ah. You know, I wish I liked fish, but I just can't stand it. It makes my stomach like queeve.
I mean, if I eat fish, I'll end up throwing it up in 30 minutes. Like, I love the taste, but I will regret my decisions later on in the day.
I'll eat tuna fish, and I want to see what everybody's, like, the fuss is about. I want to try green chili pepper sardines.
I didn't realize there was a fuss for that, but I could believe it.
It's not that everybody does it, it's just that there's these few individuals that come into all the stores I've ever worked in. There's like one or two people that show up and says, I want to buy a whole box of chili pepper or chili sardines, like green chili sardines.
Huh.
And they'll be gone for about a month or two, and then they'll come back and says, I want a whole box. And I heard that you can eat the bones in sardines, so...
That's getting into gefilte fish territory.
Butterfly in the sky, I can fly twice as high. It's in a book, just take a look. Reading Rainbow.
Oh, behold.
One of these guys that you turn into in Masked one.
It's like Business Goat, except it's Business
Deku.
Coconut.
Yeah, they Deku scrubs. I obtained bubble kelp from that lady just a little bit ago.
How convenient.
Oh god, my brain just did a silly of like, what if Legend of Zelda, but the Dekus all acted like the Ferengi from Star Trek?
What, they were just mercantile hyper-capitalists?
Well, and just like, upsettingly sexist. Female.
You dress your female so that you can undress them with your eyes, you disgusting creature.
What? I broke Whacker again.
God
Sorry.
damn it.
Remember, Ferengi have, like, the electro whips.
Yep. Well, in that one episode of Next Generation, it might be kind of implied now that that was that specific crew or something.
I think they've shown them in, like, Next
wait.
a few times.
Yeah, no, they had him in Enterprise as well.
But
Not
I guess
that-
it would be wrong just to say, like, if, you see this alien race and they have one thing, it's like, oh, they must have developed this.
Yeah.
An unfortunate smoothie.
Rale, Night Owl informs you that in Ferengi law, it is illegal for women to wear clothes.
Or at least it was. I think sometime in, like...
Yeah, it gets changed
time?
later on.
Joke's on you, I don't identify as either. Genders are for the peasantry.
What?
You heard me.
Rail. Rail.
What?
This awkward silence was brought to you by the letter A. As in, asshat.
Andrew, why are you the best thing I've ever heard?
A is for Andrew. Asshat. Awkward.
W
B
is
is-
for whacker. Weirdo. Also,
Wise.
wise.
Wisdom.
I don't want to drink a smoothie with a live horse fish in it. Seahorse.
Why not?
I don't want to drink anything with a live animal in it.
That sounds like a poor attitude to me.
You know, you must love going to Japan to drink your bottle of water with a goldfish in it. You're like that old lady that swallowed a fly. I don't know why she swallowed a fly.
I guess she'll die.
Oh my, oh my.
So here's my thing with fishing. I don't have a problem with fishing. I do have a problem when it comes to the people who go noodling. Don't go noodling, kids.
Oh, yeah, noodling. Sorry, I had to think for a moment.
Noodling, for those who don't know, is where you stick your arm in a catfish hole and try to let the catfish bite onto your arm so you can grab it from the inside and pull it out of the hole.
I mean, to be fair, Rale, most of us do that. You're just less phobic.
No. So for those who don't know, catfish basically have teeth, but think of it more like a fucking file of a mouth that will literally take your skin off, like sandpaper.
Rail, we've got people that are domesticating alligators and calling them mud puppies and like petting them and all that. And some of the alligators actually start taking on dog-like qualities. You can't tell people what they can't do.
Catfish are worse. Fun fact, fishing is the most lethal sport by number of deaths per person participating.
This is true.
You know why?
Because people make dumb mistakes and, like, drown?
It's because people... well, that's a little bit of a lame smoothie. People get drunk. And turns out water plus alcohol don't really mix.
Indeed.
See that, folks? Rail wants to make it illegal for you to have recreational alcohol while you're fishing and taking time off away from your horrible life.
Pro tip, don't have a horrible life. If you don't like your relationship, then you need to move on from it.
You know, it's funny how Rail immediately equates that to a home relationship problem. I was talking about like your job or things like that.
Oh, I think he heard you say wife.
I heard wife. I heard wife, not life.
I heard life.
I heard wife. Don't you dare look into that. My life is wonderful. There are many things I will accept SAST for.
I mean, I clearly heard life. I feel like Rale was hearing what he wanted to hear.
You know, if I got regularly folded like a lawn chair, I'd probably go fishing a lot more often.
Kiwi, I'm sorry. I didn't mean for it to go this way. Please don't fold Rale like a lawn chair tonight.
Just as the Rail says, joke's on you, I'm into that.
I mean, I've been already... So, no, I hear a lot of people who are, like, that they don't get along with their spouses, and it just annoys me to no end. Like, fucking... Why are you still with them, then?
That's the... Yeah, but that's the old boomerist, like,
yeah, I know.
Where marriage was basically expected because, you know, gender roles and all that shit.
Yeah. Gender roles are bullshit.
So, you know, oh, I hate my wife, oh, the old ball and chain, blah, blah, blah.
Also, fishing isn't just for that. Fishing is a very good, like, take yourself out away from the hustle and bustle of modern life. And you can think for yourself. You can kind of, it's like a, kind of like almost meditative, you know? And you might catch yourself a nice meal.
Fishing is the most boring thing I've ever done in my life.
That's because you need to focus less on the act of fishing itself and more on just enjoying being in nature. Whacker.
One time, Dad took me and my brother fishing, and a pike, like, rolled up against the boat. And I remember looking down at it and seeing the scales, and, like, at the moment as a child, like, that's probably the closest thing to, like, me feeling like, you know, Jesus Christ, I just saw a dragon or something like that. Like,
oh, yeah, no.
I knew what it was, and I knew there was nothing supernatural, but seeing it there and how big it was and all that, you know, my brain for a split second went to, like, primordial, like, you know...
Thank you very much.
Like,
Indeed.
their scales are like as big as your thumb, I think.
Yeah, they're big bastards.
What's up, Storm Song?
Oh, nothing. I was about to read something in chat, and then I realized, oh wait, no, that was a moderator thing. Like, that was not fun chat, that was business chat.
I love sports fishing, but I hate fishing, so I don't do it. But I would do it if I knew, like, like a homeless shelter or one of those cook places, I just give them all the fish. Be like, here.
Indeed.
So long,
You
and
can-
thanks for all the fish.
So long, and thanks for all the fish. So
Some of my
sad.
best memories as a child is us going to go get bait. Like that joke of crabs in a bucket. It's true. Like I would sit there and watch this bucket, like a shallow bucket, and the crabs they won't
Andy?
let each other out.
Andy, do you have a lot of
What?
practice baiting the hook? Are you a
Yes,
master at
Blacker.
it?
I would
Say
say
it.
master at it.
I didn't say it.
Oh, did I say whacker? I did, didn't I? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
you did.
Here's a stick of beef jerky. Go play.
Andrew.
So that reminds me of this one time in wrestling. Because that's the way to start off a story. So there's a scene in The Simpsons that I actually got to have play out in real life on me, where I wasn't like the best wrestler. I was more strong than I was skilled. But I fared well enough, and I got better later on. But during a middle school match, my coach was getting really adamantly mad at one of our wrestlers, and finally he's just like, insert Storm's real name here. You have to do better than that. And then I'm sitting right next to him on the coach. I'm right here. Sorry, matter of habit. So like, he forgot that it was other person wrestling and not me.
Darn.
Get the seagull.
I mean, to be fair, I am slow to learn techniques, so like, it took me a while to actually get good at
You
wrestling.
could have just stopped it slow, dude.
Silence, you putrid elder!
Storm, how long did it take to get your degree?
Are we talking about my masters, or...
Porque no los dos.
Okay, so my bachelor's took 5 years, and then my master's took 3.
There you go, Whacker. I gave you the ammunition you needed. Go off.
I mean, that's fairly normal, though. That's the thing.
But that's also things I was already kind of good at to begin with.
You know, the pterodactyls are probably the most original creature in the Zelda verse.
Nah, water spiders.
Yeah, they don't at all look like bugs, Andy. Definitely not inspired by anything.
Yeah, but they got that one big eye.
So,
Yeah, that's just stylization.
And they have 4 legs and not 8.
Yeah, because drawing 8 legs on anything is a pain in the ass.
You call wyverns dragons, don't you, you lazy fuck?
No. Well, technically it depends on setting, because the difference between wyverns and dragons is very setting dependent. There's no actual strict rules for dragons.
This is where I agree with Rale.
Actually, yeah, I've watched
I will
the
say,
documentary.
I will say there is kind of some rules, but only kind of.
Big
kind of-
lizard-like thing.
Well, it's kind of a it's kind of a I calls it like I sees it kind of thing. Like,
Yeah.
you know a dragon when you see one, and there are some things that just aren't dragons.
I think there's an account where, like, somehow an alligator got near England, and someone killed it, and they're like, it's a dragon!
Alright, we have obtained one of the most important pieces of equipment. The ability to summon bomb fish!
Orc
Oh,
Slayer's
yeah.
apparently jumped in to try to catch the fish by hand once and lost his glasses. Or nearly lost them.
Yeah, no, catching fish by hand is a bad plan. Oh, I didn't mention the other parts of why noodling is fucking terrifying. Beyond the already brought up that the catfish can deglove you.
This is true.
Also, a lot of times, catfish basically don't have a size limit. So you can
This is
catch
true.
catfish that are bigger than you, and if it pulls you under, yeah, you're done.
Yeah,
Do
watch
not-
river monsters, people.
Yeah, no. Another one is sometimes that's not a catfish hole. And congratulations, water moccasin. Have fun.
Yep. Also, Brewster Buffalo wishes to remind us that sometimes dragons are dumb lizards. Sometimes they're fragments of a shattered time god.
Help! Get this bomb out of my mouth before.
Some Zelda deaths are in fact truly horrifying.
I mean,
More
yeah.
at 11.
One of the most horrifying things that Ganon did is go around and randomly put explosives in fish's mouth. They're not chasing you to kill you, they're asking for help.
Thank you for this horrifying
You're welcome, Whacker.
Andrew.
Now, if you don't mind, I'll play the Sonic Drowning theme.
You mean Rale's theme song? Come on, you can't deny it, Rale. Given that it's true of you and also all of the degenerate fan art of Sonic, there's bound to be that much degenerate fan art of you in real life.
Oh, man.
I don't think we're famous enough to have, like, that specific rule apply to us. Just
Oh,
yet.
Rale commissioned most of it.
Oh, well, never
I'm
mind.
sorry, what? What am I being?
I was suggesting that you commissioned your own Rule 34 fan art of yourself.
How do you know?
Rail.
Rail starts complaining about NDAs.
Rail.
Yes, Whacker.
Rail.
Yes, Whacker.
Rail.
What?
This isn't Rail.
This reminds me. So, if in the near impossible chance that you're lost out in the wilderness and you find like one of those almost cartoon open caves, you're not supposed to light a fire in or around it, especially around the mouth, because the heat can actually cause the rock around it to explode.
Yeah, it depends on the cave. I mean, in
Yeah.
general, you don't really want to be lighting fires in caves also because of ventilation being a problem.
And I don't mean explode like cartoon kaboom. I mean like, you know, when something...
No, Andy, what you're getting at is any rock that has a substantial amount of water lodged in it, it will explode from the steam if it flashes into steam.
Well, it's
That's
also
why-
from like the temperature causing it to expand.
No. It's only a steam explosion. That's why they explode. It's because the water is under pressure inside the rock, and as soon as it finds a way out, it flashes and explodes into steam.
So in
Well,
other
I mean,
words, it's stack poles.
Right. Rocks just don't spontaneously explode.
Well, I don't mean explode. Like they could crack and like violently crack and like send shards out.
We will turn to the science.
Science.
It's steam. What he's getting at is steam explosions. This is specifically a warning for people who go camping. It's when you surround your campfire with rocks, make sure that they're rocks that are dry and have been in a dry place.
Yeah, that they don't have water. Because remember, rocks can hide water inside them. That's how you get geodes.
They
But
are
Whacker.
slightly porous.
But Wagger, how could a video game distribution service hurt people?
I'm not going to get into. I'm not touching that one.
I mean, it can cause mental strong meat damage.
No, it's not my
Whacker.
mental strong meats.
Whacker, let's buy and send Storm that cop game I bought for you.
Wait, what? I'm missing something here.
The pullover, police pullover game.
Oh.
I'm gonna have to reset this. Okay, dang it.
I mean, if I were a police officer who had to pull people over, I would constantly be pulling them over for, like, bad car choices. And the worst part is I'm not even into cars. I would just decide I didn't like that car and pull them over.
Well,
Fuck
eventually
PT
the meta
cruisers.
was just throwing the tire strips at everyone, regardless of that they broke a crime or not.
Broke a crime?
Yes.
God dang it.
I'm not gonna apologize for making any more mistakes. I've got.
Whiskey's got the right idea. Sir, you're driving a PT Cruiser. That is a crime. Dispatch, we have an Aztec southbound on Main Street.
Fuck. The irony of this for me is that I nailed this puzzle on my first try whenever I was playing by myself. Now I'm getting performance anxiety.
What is that
Lols.
called? Where you could do something when nobody's watching, but as soon as
Performance
people are
anxiety.
Literally what I just said, Andy.
No, I mean, like, I don't know if it's anxiety. I never felt like anxiety was the problem. It's like you're perfectly capable of doing it, but when you try doing it, it just doesn't happen. It's like you're not anxious; it just doesn't happen.
So, a lot of times it's because the first time you get it right, or if you have gotten it right recently, you're often... What's the word I'm looking for?
Nonchalant about it following times? I don't know.
No, you got experienced enough in that moment to get it, but when you tried to demonstrate it, the skill hasn't still completely solidified in, like, your long-term memory. Like, because a skill can solidify in your short-term memory, and then not get lodged in your long-term memory quite yet.
I kind of want to go river rafting now. If you guys ever come down to where I live, I know a river we could just get lost down.
Not making that joke. Not making that joke.
Look, I've never heard banjo music out in the wild.
That's not the joke I'm trying not to make.
Ah.
And Rale.
What, Whacker?
Yeah.
The master plan!
By the way, when we were watching the Llamas with Hat recent video, all I could think about was how he had mage hand skills.
Yeah, that one caught us by surprise a smidge. Whacker was not a fan.
I mean, it was
surreal.
It was no. I mean, yeah, but I mean, aside from one or two parts, like where the fat llama who drank the thing was dancing and stuff like that, the rest, it honestly wasn't that funny.
That's the thing. I don't know that it was trying to be funny anymore. I think, like I said, the author was like trying to get revenge on his audience or something.
I hear that every so often. Like somebody creates something, and he doesn't like it, but enough people like it that bug him to make it, and it kind of drives him insane.
Oh yeah, that happened with I Like Big Butts, or Baby Got Back. And
I don't know about that one. If I remember correctly, he just ended up making the same song over and over again because it's what sold.
I mean, that could be the case. I had heard it that he didn't like that song, but it was like his most popular song.
Yeah. I mean, he eventually made his next most popular song is She Put Him on the Glass, which is the same song but for boobs.
That is fair.
Really? That sounds horrible and degenerate. Why don't you link me this so I can do further research? My best thing about that I can remember is Warbot in Accounting was a webcomic.
Yeah, it's by the Nuclear Power guys. They did
Atomic Robot, I think?
and Atomic Robo. They're still making Atomic Robo, which recently restarted again. Not like a restart, but like continued.
Yeah, but I liked reading Warbot and Accounting, and the thing is like I think the author was specifically trying to make I think the thing was like this is a Warbot, a deadly war machine. He doesn't have like it's like you shouldn't be able to identify or something with it, but people just loved watching him suffer, and he was disturbed by that or something.
I mean, yeah, lots of people are like, this is supposed to be the degenerate bad guy that you're supposed to hate, and everybody fucking loves him. Look at people's reaction to Sephiroth.
He wasn't a degenerate bad guy. He was just,
I'm using that as an example. Lots of
okay.
Author intent is a lot of times divested from audience interpretation.
I think a good example of that is like Gur from Invader Zim.
Yeah.
He was made to be annoying, but
heck, this is actually something that I can bring up with just Texas stuff, for example. Like a lot of people get different things for it. For instance, the primary message I get from it is be fucking kind to people. And I feel like that's not the primary message a lot of people gets from it.
I could see that, because, I mean, a lot of what he's talking about is how, like, the inner sphere is a bunch of people who stab each other in the back, and that's what leads to all this shit. So I could see that.
Well, I'm also referring to, like, Texas stuff as a whole, so also stuff like the podcast and such.
Oh, okay, I see. I was thinking of the Text Talks Battletech specifically.
Yeah, not just the Text Talks Battletech. His content is...
Oh, God.
Also, speaking of, I had a weird realization while listening to his older Text Talks the other day, because, like, I was getting hyped up for the video.
Yeah.
And, so... most of us go through points in our lives where we need therapy, and I'm in that stage of my life right now where I'm, like, kind of sorting out some stuff that, I didn't realize was a problem until suddenly it was. And one of the things that actually got me about the Warhammer video was applying the logic he makes in that video to my own life, which was, essentially when you realize you could actually take a lot of therapeutic advice from the phrase, perfect doesn't work, and sometimes good enough is what is actually perfect.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
That's a good message. It can be.
And so, like, that was something that was kind of helpful in sorting out some of my feelings on certain things.
Yeah. I have found the true secret to happiness is the first thing you need to do is learn to be happy with where you're at now, and then find joy in improving on that.
Yeah.
Not in becoming the perfect you, but in being the best you that you can be.
Yeah.
And you know what? Sometimes you'll fall off the horse, but you can always get back on it, and you'll be a little wiser, so you'll progress back a little faster.
And that's why your horse is amazing.
Unless it bites you.
I don't think Storm bites. Storm, do you bite?
Like, defensively.
There you go, kids. Don't beat your horse.
Unless it's dead.
I was gonna be.
I don't want to be a dead horse. It's so mean. I remember that for our BattleTech.
Horse is amazing.
I remember that for the BattleTech tournament, I entered my mech as part of Clan Hell's Bronies.
Oh God, yeah.
It'd be how BattleTech do, but I was a little bit sad, of course, about your mech stack pulling on us because of just, like, bad luck, because that be how BattleTech do.
Yeah, no, if I hadn't died like that, we could have cinched the win. If I had gotten the chance to pump that Alpha Strike into their face.
Mm-hmm. But the thing that had me super happy was, at least with my performance, was when the actual fighting began in earnest, and it was just after you fell over and exploded. I was watching the commentary, or listening to the commentary, and they're like, they're like, Storm's gonna have to be careful with his heat. He's racking up a lot of heat, and it's like, mech over here builds 12 heat, diminishes 11 heat, has total 1 heat. Mech over here 10 and 10, 10 and 8, etc. The Storm Hammer acquires 42 heat. Storm Hammer sinks 42 heat. And I was like, I built this thing as a monster.
Context for those who don't know, I was running a modified Mad Dog. He was running a modified Warhammer.
I called it the Storm Hammer.
I don't remember what I named mine.
Mad chicken.
The chicken was indeed mad.
I mean, that's not the saltiest loss I've ever experienced in various WBPL activities. Oh my god, there's so many of them. Eat bird.
So many salty
The most
losses.
annoying creature in all
The
existence.
saltiest
Eagle.
loss was the Carrier Command 2 tournament.
Yes.
Because we were literally going to win. My team had a relatively intact carrier, and we were charging towards the lead place, and the rule was if you took someone out, you got all their points. So we were going to hammer them, and they just gotten out of a fight that had left them battered and bruised. They were going to sink if we could get to them. And so we were full tilt going towards that, and as we make contact with the enemy, a lag spike disconnects the entire rest of my team.
Lol.
I
Got
am
hit
still
by the
mad about
lag
that.
freaking- The sea
Nice.
does mysterious things.
Night Owl says his team got trapped. Digiman says perfect is the enemy of good. Night Owl says, sir, I attend the LSE, not Oxford. What is LSE?
Like, I'm real mad because I perfectly plotted that course because I figured out where the winning team was. I was like, okay, we need to go right here, and I fucking nailed it and was going to ramming speed them, and nope, full team disconnect. Rale gets to eat shit.
News!
Still
I think
salty.
LSD might be Louisiana State College.
The only thing I know is that my gut says maybe.
The other day I looked out a window and I looked at the tallest tree and I said, when I was a kid, I'd climb all the way up to the top of that. And now that I'm a big fat fuck, my dexterity score is very low.
The time is very late. I am excited for a new Fable game finally coming out.
Yes.
Potentially.
Yeah, that is fair. They could, ruin another series. We'll see.
Well,
It's not even that, like, when a game series comes back, sometimes it does so, like, with gusto, and it ends up being everything you want it to be. Sometimes it comes back, and it's not, by definition, a bad game, but it's not the same thing that you were looking for from back then. Sometimes it ends up being something different, but you still like it.
That's fair.
So it's just one of those, like, it could, by all, stretches, be a completely good game. And still be, like, not, the pick of nostalgia that one is hoping for.
Okay,
What
I'll
I
be
like
right
about-
back. I need to use the restroom.
oh my. That poor toilet. Uh-oh.
Weep not for the toilet, Andy. It's secretly a pervert.
Well, I can make the rift entrance back there. Oh yeah, that's what it reminds me of. You know how his little trail increases the more triangles he gets?
Yeah.
It reminds me of that game Journey.
Oh yeah,
Where your scarf gets longer and longer.
London School of Economics. I read foreign policy. Okay, sorry, I
Ah,
was. That's what Mr. Owl was speaking of. But yeah, no, it does remind me of Journey. I love Journey.
sometimes to make a really great game, you just need a simple idea like that, you know?
Yes. Meanwhile, Mr. Jiggles is becoming hungry for tortilla chips.
Oh, devour the flesh. Oh.
All right, I return.
And we were doomed from that moment onward. So, Wacker, you've been a little quiet.
What?
Ants.
What do you think of the game so far? You weren't here for the inaugural episode, so.
I mean, it's typical Nintendo cutesy stuff.
Speaking of cutesy stuff, Rale, I found an anime you might like.
Oh boy, here we go. Let's go. What you got?
Jesus Christ.
It's called, what was it, School Babysitter?
Don't know that one.
So, 15-year-old loses parents in plane crash, is forced to take care of his little brother, and then they end up getting adopted by, a woman who lost her son in the same plane crash, and he ends up being told, like, even if I'm adopting you, you have to earn your keep here. So you are going to be in charge of the daycare where all of the teachers' children go after school every day while they're still working. And so it ends up being about this middle schooler who's, contending with the death of his family while also having to be essentially a daycare teacher.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, it's like... It was interesting. It's not the... What's the word I'm looking for? It was a bit like Fruits Basket and Ozymandias. That's what it reminded me of.
Okay, that's fair.
A lot of, I guess you'd call it bittersweet. Also, it's that classic case of the old school matron being, a complete bitch at first, and then you realize she's actually the nicest person at the school.
Ah.
She just has, what is it? It's that old school, I'm going to be hard on you so you learn kind of personality.
Yeah.
Very Professor McGonagall.
Also, Oh, now you made me sad, Storm.
Right. Oh gosh, I forgot.
For those who don't know, the lady who played Professor McGonagall passed away last weekend.
Yes, Maggie Smith.
Be right back.
I think she was Dame Maggie Smith, because wasn't she knighted?
Yes, she was.
Yeah. But yeah.
So in this game, we actually get to see both kind of Zora, the classic River Zora, and then the Sea Zora, or the Zora from, Ocarina of Time and such.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And Night Owl, you might be right, but I actually don't remember calling your shows dark. What was I talking about when that came up? But yes.
The best high school anime is Ouran High School Host Club. Storm, you've seen Ouran High School Host Club, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I thought it was pretty good. It wasn't necessarily, in my mind, the best, but it was good. Trying to think of what my best high school anime is.
Okay, I'll argue Kaguya-sama is equally good. I have a soft spot for fucking Ouran High School Host Club because it's the anime that broke me out of shonen.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just that fucking funny.
Oh, you know what? I probably have to admit that my favorite high school anime is the one that drove me more into shonen, which would have been My Hero Academia.
That is not a high school anime. That does not count. They are
It
barely
absolutely counts. They're in high school.
They're barely attending a normal school. Like, not actually, no, not even barely. They are not attending a normal school. They're attending flight school.
They're attending a junior grade police academy.
Ugh.
But no, if we are... The problem is I was about to say, okay, then if that doesn't count, Persona 5... Wait a minute, Persona 5 is not an anime.
I think Persona 5 does have an anime, actually.
It does, yeah.
It's just not very good.
I haven't watched it yet, so I couldn't.
So we are in this area. The reason I came to the sea area first is because I'm after two things. One requires me to move the plot along just a little bit. But the other, I almost forgot I need to go out here and get. Swim, me, swim, me, swim, 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 a lemma, dim, dim.
Oh, okay, I see what you're talking about, Night Owl. I think I was more talking about, like, there seems to be a shade of dark humor in the stuff you like. Whereas, yeah, the stuff I like tends to go hard on, like, the personal drama stuff.
You mean the personal trauma stuff?
You know, pick one.
I'm on a boat!
More specifically, we're on a boat killing this stupid fucking shark.
Have you tried dropping the spikies on them?
This is just as effective, and these guys track.
And Night Owl informs us that P3, P4, and P5 all have animes.
Oh wow, double kill.
Double kill.
Imagine a Final Fantasy but the game mechanics are in the style of a Persona game.
There we go. Behold, the single best offensive echo for being in the water. It seriously
What a
does
shark!
not
Who
get
would have
better.
guessed?
Yeah, right? An
It's your
aggressive
chunky
shark
boy.
with an AoE spin attack and a charge attack? Yeah. Who would have guessed?
Just don't, like, grab him by the nose and turn him over, then he's helpless.
I always forget that that's a thing.
I think it's funny how, like, apparently divers will have their favorite shark. Like, they'll go diving and the same shark will come look for them and be like, oh boy, and they'll just, like, hang out with them and chase other sharks away. He's like, no, he's mine!
Ogawa says that his and her circumstances or Karekeno is probably the best high school anime in existence.
I don't know that one. Thus, it can't be the best because I don't know.
You little shit.
I'm not biased. You're biased.
Let's see. I'm gonna go to my list of things.
Spinny, spinny, swimmy, spinny, swimmy, spinny, spinny.
I don't know why, but that theme that you had made me think of Sephiroth. It was like da 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 da.
Fun fact, One Winged Angel is heavily derived from and inspired by The Rite of Spring, which was a song by, or not a song, a symphony by, oh god, what was his name again? Stravinsky.
Oh, actually, so I had to do a music assignment this week. Actually, last
Hey, 7
night.
Blue 7.
How do?
Yep.
So
So anyways,
music
this assignment. Yeah.
was Baroque music, and we had to pick a piece of Baroque music and then find a modern take on it and write 2 paragraphs on the differences. So what I found was the one I picked was the Four Seasons by Vivaldi.
Yeah.
And what I found out is that there's a variation on it called the Uncertain Four Seasons. That is, they used AI to estimate the worst possible effects of climate change by 2050. And then they did different performances around the planet, and each performance is stylized to be what will climate change effects by 2050 be on that particular area.
Yeah.
And I just think that's really cool. It's worth taking a listen to. Also, like the specific one I listened to was the Saskatoon, I think, or Saskatchewan. I'm not sure. Someplace in Canada, and the big thing with it was like the storm section was much more violent.
Also, Storm Song, Redeemed Stretch.
Oh god.
Night Owl Redeemed Water Break.
Oh god. So many crackling noises.
Posture check.
Posture check was already done when I did stretch. Also, remember, everybody, bring out your goob, donate to the goob drive. I want to see the art. I've had a rough year, and there's a possibility I might actually be in this one. So, I need that ego boost. Donate to the goob drive. Unlock it.
Yes.
We got milk.
Yes. But what about Pilk? So, yeah.
I sure will stamp.
And Rale.
I like it when someone aggressively and violently stamps my ass.
Night Owl, quote that right now!
I want it to be a big old red welt.
Stay classy, kids.
I just,
Actually, I wonder.
You, Whacker, on a scale of 1 to 10, you in fact can even.
no, I really can't.
So buckle up, Buttercup.
I really can't.
But Whacker, if you can't even, then how will we even the scores against Aiden and his Dark Sorcerers?
I'm not sure.
Very carefully.
Speaking of sharks,
Night Owl in chat. Do you know how hard it is to transcribe, you fuckers? Night Owl, I need context. Is that because of laughing, or that's trying to spell out the stupid shit we say?
No, he confuses our voices half the goddamn time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he forgets that I have a deep, full, and rich voice, and the rest of you sound like raspy wombats.
I'm pretty sure my nasally, whiny voice is easily distinguishable between everybody else.
I have no idea if my voice is any sort of distinguishable.
Your voice sounds good.
Oh, it sounds annoying.
Whacker, that's a lie from hell, and you know it.
That's not a lie, it's just Whacker's opinion because he gets sassed constantly.
It's like Whacker's opinion, man.
It's like your opinion, man.
Brah.
Bro stuff.
And now,
Poseidon.
OK Mo is imagining Whacker as Giddy Up Buttercup from Fallout.
Brotato.
Okay, I thought that bird, because I looked away and I saw the bird in a weird pose. I thought it looked like those sleeping fish in Mario 3.
No idea on that one.
Have you played Mario 3?
Not really.
Well, you
I
have
did not
to.
play many of the classic Mario games.
Oh my
Why
god!
the hell not?
In part because I'm not good enough at them to finish them.
Rale.
My first 2D style Mario game that I was able to finish was New Super Mario Brothers.
Rale.
Yes.
Rale. I here challenge you, oh Mister of the Nintendo things, to beat one classic Mario on stream.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I would vote 3.
I do like 3. It's pretty good.
If not 3, then probably World.
Okay, what if I just play a 2D Mario game?
Nope.
Yeah, these are
Has to be classic, not the modern ones.
No, I can't just play Super Mario Wonder like I was planning.
No.
No, it must be from the time before graphics, when Wacker imagined these things by
Shut
slamming
the
his
hell
head
up,
repeatedly into a
Thornbone.
mushroom drive.
Shut the hell up. It has to be one of the, I would say either on Nintendo, either the first or the third game. The second one's a little weird, honestly.
Yeah, Mario 2. Mario 2, the one we got,
Or-
is off of Doki Doki.
Andrew, I wasn't done. Or Super Mario World. I like that idea too.
One moment.
Those are your 3 choices. Those would give you the most authentic experience.
And then do you know what we need to do at some point when we get the chance, Wacker?
No.
We need to find
No.
an old copy of a game I may actually have for my Super Nintendo.
What?
Mario's Missing.
I never played that.
It is not official Mario content. It was like a third party or something that almost got sued over it, if I remember the story right. It was an attempt to make an educational game about like world geography and history, kind of in the style of Carmen Sandiego. But you're Luigi trying to find Mario after he's been kidnapped by Bowser.
Okay.
It is jank, and I love it.
You would.
There's a reason why Nintendo's is pretty, like, reluctant to hand out the IP or to...
Anymore. Yeah.
Nintendo has had some bad experiences with letting other people touch their IPs. It's part of the reason why they're so anal about it.
Oh yeah, and I
They
understand it
recently
completely.
started letting up on it with the movies and such.
There's some specific studios that they'll still let it, like the Mario plus Rabbids thing.
Yeah.
I wonder what a Zelda movie would be like.
They're
They're
making
working-
a Zelda movie.
I believe it's actually a series, not a movie.
That's even better. I mean,
Anyway.
the assumption is that they'll work Ocarina of Time's plot.
Hammer is adding me. Why is Hammer adding me?
A Metroid series wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, so the funny thing about Eastern businesses is they often will change what kind of business they are based on, like, inheritance and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, Nintendo used to print playing cards, of which some were, as Night Owl points out, pornographic.
Yeah.
They also ran love hotels.
So, Blue 7 asked, are I sure I want to stream a Nintendo game? Because of the recent controversies with Nintendo stuff. So, a lot of that is they're cracking down on people who are streaming emulated games. Specifically, I don't.
Yeah.
I specifically will not stream emulated Nintendo games, and that's one of the reasons.
Yeah.
I have an actual capture card, and I can link whatever the hell I want to it, and you're just seeing actual live gameplay from my Switch.
There's a lot of games I'd like to stream from the PS1 era that, like,
Jump in the water, Rail.
they don't have current, like Brave Fensu Musashi, the Jade Cocoon series. I'm glad that Legend of Dragoon is on the PS system. And I was going to stream that, but nobody showed up.
Yep.
Oh wait, I know what I need to do.
But if they're gonna like remaster, I forgot what it's called, but basically like make an HD version of Legend of Dragoon, I'd wait.
Yeah.
That was a good game. It was a good game.
Okay, so let's see. The guy who's working on The Legend of Zelda. Okay, it is a feature film, so it is a movie. I think the series may have been something they were discussing as a follow-up if it works out.
Yeah.
Okay, so the guy directing it will be Wes Ball, who we would know from the Maze Runner movies, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and some other things. So he has a reasonable bit under his belt, but he's a relatively new director.
Yeah. I guess the bigger thing is what studio is it with? Like, the Mario movie did so well, because isn't Mario movie DreamWorks?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah. And that helps a lot. Is when you have the right studio and everything. Director alone is not everything.
Okay, so it's going to be distributed by Sony Pictures.
Ew.
Let's see, but the actual studio,
Kind of weird.
Arad Productions.
What else have they done?
Let's find out. Produced by Arad Productions and
Now I wonder, like, on
Illumination Studio. Okay.
I wonder on the cutesy and dark scale, like scaling. I mean, I know it'll probably be closer to the cutesy, but
It really depends on which Zelda game they pull from, because Zelda's run the whole gamut.
So, aforementioned director Wes Ball has said that he wants it to flow like a Studio Ghibli movie.
Ooh, okay, I'm down for this.
So, I'm getting the vibe that it'll probably be like Ocarina of Time or Twilight Princess style.
Actually, if it's going to be Studio Ghibli-like, the most likely is... God damn it, why is my memory just shitting the bed right now? Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. Because they are very obviously inspired by Ghibli movies.
I would have almost said Wind Waker.
Wind Waker could make sense.
But the thing is, Wind Waker is just... It's like Zelda at sea. It's not just Zelda. It's Zelda at sea, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's probably a little too outside of the center aesthetic. It is a mainline game, but because, other Zeldas are typically, forests and mountains and such, and there is a sea, that one was at sea the whole time. Okay, Mo suggests Link's Awakening.
My money is... And I said
like
this
that
earlier. No, Link's Awakening is great. At some point, I should probably get the Link's Awakening remake on the Switch and play that. But if they're gonna go off of plot, they're likely going to pick Breath of the Wild, Link to the Past, or Ocarina of Time as their primary thing.
If I could put a vote in, I'd definitely do Ocarina of Time.
I mean, if I had to pick, it's gonna be fucking Twilight Princess, because I think Twilight Princess is the Link with the most personality.
Mm-hmm. So, Illumination Studios is known for... Okay, they did do the Super Mario movie, the Despicable Me movies, Secret Life of Pets.
They're actually pretty good animators, it's just a lot of people don't care for Minions.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so...
Depends, are they going to go after kids, or are they going to go after, like, nostalgic adults?
¿Por qué no los dos?
Yeah, given that... So I think the best move would be to look at what the elements that go into a Zelda game are and make a movie out of that rather than trying to mimic any one of the games.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be the best, but I'm not going to trust on them to do that. Mm-hmm. I very much think they're going to be like, okay, Breath of the Wild and Ocarina of Time are the two highest rated games, so we're going to use one of their plots. And if he wants to do Ghibli style, I'm actually leaning more towards he's probably going to do Breath of the Wild.
Mm-hmm.
Which honestly, Breath of the Wild doesn't have the strongest plot.
Yeah. The reason I was thinking of Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess specifically is they're kind of from the era with the most, with regard to their graphical fidelity at the time.
Yeah.
The most emphasis on, visual spectacle and, environmental everything. Because Breath of the Wild had strong environments, but it was more in following the kind of the lead of, what would you call it? Sort of the modern revolution of open world gaming.
Yeah, it's a little too open world. It would be harder to adapt the plot. So that's why I think that Ocarina of Time is the other big one in the running, because Ocarina of Time could make a decent movie plot pretty easily.
I didn't know that these are two different species. I thought that they were like the fish head people were kind of like the natural artistic evolution of the
So they're
leopard.
different variants of the same species. They're river. The green guys are river Zora. The blue guys are sea Zora. So they're adapted for their environments.
And they're all fighting with each other now.
These two specifically are fighting with each other because they play different types of music and insulted each other's type of music.
That's adorable, and I love it.
I figured you might like that. Also, she plays a harp and he plays a horn. Thus, crude honking. Also, these two are actually really good friends when they're not whinging at each other.
Could there be a romantic tale of a river Zora and a sea Zora having a forbidden love and they have to run away?
Their love's not
Run
even
away.
forbidden. All their subjects know they're basically best friends and are complaining because their little fight is lasting longer than normal.
You know, you just gotta shit all over it, don't you, Rale? Good job. I'm gonna say, like, they go to a lake or a pond.
Turns out to be the Zora equivalent of Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to say this one, and obviously it would lead to a pile of other possibilities based on some of the races we see in Zelda.
Mm-hmm.
I'd actually really like to see a Zelda where Link is a Zora. It would probably be a one-off thing, but just like...
That'd be interesting. Or a Moblin.
Actually, a Moblin one could be interesting if it's like, you've been turned into this.
Look, he's horny.
No!
Yeah, like
Our
that'd be
stream's gonna get taken down now!
an interesting game series where... Actually, Storm, I should let you talk because they're doing music and they're being discordant to one another.
Indeed.
And in the Tolkien realm, discord breeds evil.
Yes.
Or musical discord can create evil.
Look, Lord Jabu Jabu. You all remember how this goes, right?
Somebody gets eaten.
There's usually a big, giant, stupid-looking fish that you have to deal with in RPGs.
This is true.
I specifically think of the giant strawberry whale from Shovel Knight.
This is true.
I mean, personally, if the Zelda I want to see is one where Link, Ganondorf, and Zelda are all actually friends, and they're all fighting. Like Ganondorf exercises Demise as part of it, but you don't recruit him till later. Like he starts out being taken over by Demise, but he's not actually a bad guy by himself. And so the first part of the game is you exercising Demise from him. And like your first 3 dungeons are getting the stuff to do that, and then you get the Master Sword, you pull Demise out of him, and then the last 7 dungeons are throwing hands with Demise with Ganondorf on your team now.
Sounded like Andy had a question.
I was going to say, you kind of like the Transformers 1 version of it.
Explain your meaning.
Yeah, explain.
I think the recent Transformers 1 movie is like they're all friends before, like Megatron and Optimus are kind of friends before
Oh,
the whole.
Megatron and Optimus being friends before the war was canon the whole time.
Yeah, that was in the comic books. So yeah. Where my brain went was Super Mario RPG, where you get Bowser in your party because something even worse than him is taking over his castle.
Yeah.
And it turns out in that version, he's not really evil, he's just kind of a jackass.
So, par for Bowser, honestly.
So
Yes.
doesn't Bowser usually just want to marry Peach because he wants a mother for all his kids?
No, he thinks she's pretty. Also, the Koopalings are not his kids.
Yeah, the Koopalings
Yeah.
are Junior is the Koopalings are like adopted.
Yeah. The wanting Peach to be the mother for his kid is a Mario Sunshine only thing. The rest of the time, he just thinks she's pretty and wants to date her.
Yes.
And
Much
she's
like
always
that.
leading them on.
Much like that time that Andy kidnapped Whacker so that Whacker would love him.
Yeah,
God.
everything Bowser does is mostly to impress girls.
It didn't work.
I have enough issues with being surrounded by old people. I'm tired of it, Wet Storm.
But Andy, don't
Old,
deny true love.
old, wrinkly, cellulose-infused creatures that hobble about and try to pretend they're human.
Wow! Andy, you need to talk, bro?
Yeah, go choke on your oxygen tank.
Jesus!
Andy woke up and chose violence, apparently.
He did. Jesus
I
Christ!
told you I woke up at 9. I didn't want to wake up at 9. I wanted to wake up at 4 like I normally do and get cleaning done. But no, I had to wake up at 9.
He woke up on the wrong side of the clock.
Man, bro.
I don't hate people. Just a deep, disturbing disgust.
Also,
Oh well, that's comforting to know.
By the way, I hope that giant fish, the two Zora he consumed, they merged together to form their final Zora form, the Air Zora.
oh, so that's where the Rito come from.
Yeah.
I am glad that they moved more towards making the Rito their own separate race.
Mm-hmm.
My only real thing that I wish they do is bring back the Kokiri.
Actually,
The fan theory is something like the Kokiri were forms that the Korok took for the sake of Link not being alone.
So that's another thing that's done in Wind Waker, and I don't remember it, but I'm pretty sure that all the Kokiri died out, and the spirits of the forest became the Koroks instead.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, no, that's right. Because there are the Koroks, but you have a Kokiri boy who is the sage of the forest.
Yeah.
oh, so the Kokiri are like wood elves, basically?
A little bit. They're the descendants of, or they are children that are lost in the woods that the Deku tree takes in, I think.
Oh, okay.
If I remember correctly, the original shtick was that they are their own race. Actually, they are not, children who get lost in the forest. I believe turn into Deku.
Oh, the skull.
Scrubs,
No,
and-
they turn into the Skull Kids.
Oh yeah, and then adults turn into Stalfos.
Yep. Implying that Skull Kids are Stalfos, sort of.
I mean, if you've seen the Skull Kid's face, it tracks.
Yeah. Night Owl, also, I would love to see a bomb lance in Zelda at some point. Blue 7 says, yeah, sort of, but then again, you know he's a young one at heart like most of us, to which Night Owl says, I'm surrounded by terrible children.
That makes you Peter Pan, doesn't it?
Probably. Well, Link is kind of a mix of Peter Pan, King Arthur, and Robin Hood.
Isn't Peter Pan technically like a dark character, almost sinister?
No, he's a... as the author of the book put it, he is sort of an exploration of the tragedy of a child who will never grow up and never know the joys of, like, say, having an adult relationship, or watching your children grow up, or the accomplishments adults eventually make. He has traded eternal childhood to avoid the pain adults go through, but in turn will never have any of their joys.
And frankly, as someone who's been through it, yeah, no, I'll take the adult joys over the child joys. Thank you very much.
The which is kind of where then Hook comes in as a story, because it asks the question, what if Peter Pan did grow up and specifically forgot the joys of childhood, which is something you can't have for somebody who is actively raising children.
No, you can still have.
Yeah. Well, no, that's what I'm saying, is he should still have that joy, but has somehow
I
lost it.
always got the impression that Hook was trying to run away from mortality, especially after the Croc got his hand. But then the Croc took his hand on Neverland, right?
Yeah, so in the original book, Captain Hook was supposed to be, because it was a play before it was like kind of for reading. It was meant for stage. And Captain Hook was supposed to be the same actor that plays their father. So Mr. Darling.
Ah.
And it's because there's some implication that it might be a dream, but it's never hard said, because again, it was that sort of time period of like, I'm not just going to tell my audience. And so, like most adults, he is obsessed with his, quote, indefatigable good form. This kind of surly, curmudgeonly man who is trying to force his children to be a lady and gentleman when they're still, young enough that maybe they're not really ready to be a lady or gentleman yet. But then, on the other hand, Peter is, the opposite problem, where he's childhood that lasts forever.
Childhood sucks.
Yeah. And then there's that movie, Finding Neverland, which I think is, well, it's semi-biographical, but it's more dramatized. But he has this really beautiful scene where, there's a teenage boy who's talking about, like, I just don't want to see my mother suffer anymore. And this is kind of the first time you see the boy say something selfless like that in the story, like wanting other people to be happy. And he has this really great line about, and there it is. The boy is gone, and there is a man here. So, like, that adulthood is essentially the first moment you understand empathy. Anyways, Peter Pan is interesting, and also from that same era as original Alice in Wonderland and Pinocchio, so if you read the actual book, expect it to be kind of weird.
Quick, everybody make fart and poop jokes.
No!
WBPL 76, randomly oscillating between childish humor and deep talks about the human condition.
Welcome to Adult Literature Hour. Not that kind of adult literature.
Pack your bags, kids. We're going on a fields trip.
Da da dun 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 da da da. Never trust the smile of a crocodile. La da dee da da la da da dee.
Well, that's the song from that Andy chose to sing because.
Well, I mean, that just brings me back to the one I want to do for Final Fantasy VII at some point, which is, what makes the red dog red?
No, bad storm.
Well,
dun, 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 dun.
the reason I chose that song is that's the song, that's the theme they play when the Croc shows up.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes along well with a ticking motif, which is also along with time. And because the Croc swallows a clock, right?
Yeah.
And I always kind of think, like, not only is Hook afraid of the Croc that took his hand, but he's also afraid of basically the coming specter of death that is his mortality. Thus, time. He's running away from time itself.
Behold,
right?
the
Yep.
harp. To calm a scared child.
Yep.
Yep.
I wasn't the one who said make fart and poop jokes. That was Andy.
Yes, that was me. Don't take
Yes.
that away from me.
I also
Also-
didn't make the noises either. I was not
Also,
involved in that part.
Also, I want to do a version of Peter Pan now where Hook is played by Night Owl and Smee is played by Whacker.
Shrill! Come in, Captain! Oh!
What?
But no, yeah, Hook was supposed to be haunted by mortality. That's why the alligator has a clock inside its stomach. Tick tock, tick tock.
God. Sorry, go ahead.
Night Owl says, "Damn it, you fuckers are testing my voice blindness."
You know, I'm trying to think of a movie, like, when we have a get-together, like, what would be my one movie we watch?
Mm-hmm.
And I keep thinking, and another one I would like for us to watch, unless everyone's seen it, would be Hook. That's a good movie.
Yeah,
Hook's a good
great
movie.
It's one of those few movies I would say you kind of almost have to watch it to kind of. It's just does have a bit of darkness in it though. The actor that plays Hook though did a phenomenal job. Phenomenal job.
Yeah. Well, because Hook is supposed to be all presence. He's supposed to be an overbearing father. Or rather, overbearing adult.
Yes, you
You're
did.
an old, overbearing adult.
Put him
Yeah.
in the boo box.
The boo box scene, that has an actual interesting bit of trivia.
Put him in the closet.
No, that was a cameo. Glenn Close was dressed up as a man for that and had, like, facial attachments and such, but that's Glenn Close
Oh.
that they put in the boo box.
Well, enlighten me. What's the significance of Glenn Close?
She was an actress from that time period. Here, I'll pull up some examples of what she did, but I believe she's still alive. She's 77 years old. What most people know her for... Well, okay, from that era, other than that scene, and they didn't actually know her for that because it was, what do you call it? It was a cameo, and it was kind of in disguise. But she did a lot of movies like, sorry, I'm having trouble finding a list. But she was, Cruella de Vil. Okay, where the fuck is her filmography?
Cruella de Vil.
Damn it!
Cruella de Vil.
You beat me to it!
If she doesn't scare you, then nobody will.
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody actually remember the lyrics past that point?
I was just looking it up because I wanted to sing it so bad.
Okay, so... Yeah, she was in a lot of movies up to, like... Well, she's even been in one as late as 2015, from what I'm seeing here. 2016, so...
You know, I
Wait.
just thought of something.
Mm-hmm.
That was legally very dangerous for him to write a song about a person because that would have been like defamatory. She could have sued him for that, right?
Well, yeah, but she also kidnapped his dogs.
Yeah.
And he also didn't publish that song until after she kidnapped his dogs.
That's true.
But yeah,
It's true.
UNC puts it good. She was an 80s A-lister. She was in... I realize how many of these movies are things that people in our circles don't necessarily watch, but she was like in The Lion in Winter, which is one of my favorite plays / movie. Who the hell was she in Tarzan? Oh, she might be like the mother gorilla. Yep, she's the mother gorilla. She was in Mars Attacks.
I'm sorry, you mentioned Tarzan and all. I like it like, cause you'll be in my farts. Yes, you'll be. Nothing, really.
No, I'm listening. My brain is slow right now because I'm looking up all these old Glenn Close movies.
I recognize the Natural, Air Force One.
Oh yeah, she was in that. But yeah, like the height of her career was 80s into the 90s.
Oh god, I just realized. Have you lads ever seen Bear Force 1, the music video?
Yes, and also we've caused Night Owl to crumble into dust.
Yay!
Oh, she's Marge's mom from The Simpsons.
Ah.
Or no, is she? No, Simpson. So she's Homer's mom. Okay.
Now this child is afraid and doesn't want to move. So this child needs to get hype. Which means it's time to play the horn.
Child needs some hardcore metal. Or I guess some 1920s. I was gonna say jazz, but what is it? Swing.
Yay. Big band.
There's a like a movie theater from like the 20s that's closing down, and I kind of wish sometimes we can open up those old big band like big room where all the dining tables were around the edge of the wall, and like everybody would just go in the middle and dance.
Yes.
Oh, before I forget, it's time for today's dad joke.
Oh my god.
There's just been an explosion in a French cheese factory. Debris is everywhere.
Oh my god.
Wow, that joke was pretty cheesy.
It's starting to grate on me.
You know, I don't think Wacker cared for it. I think he thinks it's a little mild.
I don't know. I thought the joke
No,
was
it
pretty
was kind of
Gouda.
sharp. I do apologize to all of chat suffering brain damage for the last hour and some 2 hours.
Night Owl, I'm just reading off the calendar. A lot of these are old dad jokes, and that's okay.
You think other cultures have? I'm sure they do have the dad joke, like "oh, meme puns, oh, isn't that clever?"
It's sort of a byproduct of having jokes that are appropriate for children. Which means they can't be vulgar, they can't deal with adult things, so you have to play on words largely.
Yeah, but it always comes across that the dad is the one that enjoys it the most, not the child.
Well, that's because most of us remember just how bad our dad's jokes were.
Yeah, it's comedy as a form of getting a reaction out of your kids.
I don't think my dad told a lot of dad jokes, but I remember one that I made up that made him laugh. I said, what did the king say to his subjects when he was running towards the ocean? And Dad said, what? And I said, surf's up. And he started laughing.
Yes. Okay, Mo says, whimsy and wordplay seem to come from a mature narrator. Wait, what happened in the Aux weeks ago, Night Owl? Did somebody explode cheese?
I'm pretty sure the pun, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Am I the only one that thinks Tostitos nacho cheese dip tastes stale?
I don't eat cheese dips, so I wouldn't know.
Hmm.
What do you call cheese that isn't yours?
Right. Remember, ladies and germs of the auxiliary. Recent big old announcement from Mr. Exemplus. We are having another mayoral an Ox mayoral run.
The second Oxlandia mayoral election. Shall Mad Dux maintain his throne, or shall someone take it from him?
Yes. And, for interview purposes, I have a crack team of experts formulating questions for all of you. Do not be surprised if I reveal you for who you truly are before the election.
I'm not running for mayor again.
Oh, no. This time I'm going full TV talk show pundit.
The only reason I ran last year is because I thought of the one good joke.
Oh, that was amazing.
Blue Gentleman says he refuses to remember. He's going to vote for you.
You know, it'd be a funny joke.
What?
Just before, like, maybe a week or a month before the election, Mad Ducks does an audio play that's just a 1-for-1 of the Nixon Nixon stating down.
Yeah, no.
I will be stating down noon tomorrow morning.
The people of the Ox want to know if their mayor is a crook. Well, I'm not a crook.
If the mayor of the Ox does it, it's not illegal.
You might not be a crook, but you are a cuck. No.
Rale.
Yeah, no, for them who want to, it's a fun event to participate in. Last year led to some pretty wacky shenanigans, including Rale's betrayal!
I'll do it, Mama!
Betrayal.
He was mine!
I will be the glue that holds the Ox together. I could have been Ox Kaiser if it weren't for you.
Oh god, I was so pleased. You just reminded me that I gave everyone who was part of the debate a tagline, and all of them used it. I was so happy.
Yep.
I feel like we need to pick somebody else to railroad this time. I'm thinking Crispy.
Whacker for Mayor 2024.
I vote Crispy.
Okay, so Mad Dux is gonna have to come out and say, I am not a quack. That is a good question, I know.
Very pleasant. Thank you.
Let me think about that for a moment.
Yeah, I vote we railroad Crispy.
You know what? We're going to do it in order to... We're just going to pick somebody against their will, and we're going to, ram them down them down the Ox's throat.
Didn't we try to do that last year with Crispy?
We tried to do that with Confused One.
Yeah, I was confused. Yeah.
I vote Crispy.
Gonna say Night Owl, Lenny Lopati, or Lopate. I can never pronounce that correctly. So this is interesting, because this is actually the role a princess, or, a princely person is supposed to play, which is, hey, stop fighting. Stop fighting.
Yeah.
Stop fighting.
Well, they don't really know she's Princess Zelda.
Yep, but it's just interesting. Low pate. The right proper Zelda music.
Angerfish.
Wait a minute. I don't think that's the real Jumba Jumba.
Oh my god.
I think he's an imposter.
We need to get into Lord Chumbawamba's belly. Wait a minute.
Oh god. Nope, nope. Oh god. One moment, I need to message Crispy an art idea.
Oh boy. He is the angry angler.
Where is Crispy in my list? God dang it.
So for OK Mo's edification, Chumbawamba is the term we use in the auxiliary for don't talk politics or other things. It's to Chumbawamba. Leading us to my favorite quote ever, well, my favorite quote of my own, as I do think I'm quite the intellectual. Unga Bunga is just Chumbawamba by any other means.
Hey, Whacker.
What?
You ever notice that when Stormsong shakes his head, you kind of hear this rattling sound?
No, I just hear the hollow whistling of wind through his ears.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you over the sound of how much more important I am than you.
Alright, so I've sent this idea to him. Lord Chumbawamba is like Lord Jabu Jabu, but for the ox.
That's where I thought it was going.
We feed rule breakers to him.
Uh-oh. Why are you sending me pictures of radioactive material, Night Owl? Oh, I see, because I used both of those terms.
Rale.
My dad had kind of his own white whale to hunt. Our neighbors had this big old pond, and Dad was always going after this bass. And one time, the one thing that got his attention was the bass swam around a stump to, like, snap the string.
Alright. Let the battle commence.
Go noodle that fish, Zelda.
Battle. Stupid giant fish. Okay, before I forget.
Ew.
This is why we got the shark.
God, it reminds me of the damn bird boss from Mario Odyssey.
Yes.
Oh god, that just reminds me. If we get Rale to play Mario 3, we get to see his reaction to the most horrifying enemy, the giant red fish that chases you and jumps out the water.
You mean the choo-choo?
It's bigger than that.
Yeah, and it's like trying to it'll swallow you whole. You're not safe from it.
We're only reinforcing his thalassophobia if we do that, which is why I vote for it.
You would.
You know,
Look, I want to keep little baby Rale safe from the water.
when I was streaming Witcher 3, we kind of stopped right about the point where, before we got to the Skellige Isles. And you remember what the Skellige Isles is, right?
I do not remember at the moment.
Lots and lots of swimming in deep water.
Now, Rale, dumb question. Does water stuff bother you conceptually, or is it actually just being in front of it?
It really depends. Like, I don't like parts of video games where you have to be underwater a lot. Like, oh god. The biggest thing is, like, not being able to see the bottom and not being able to easily see the surface. So,
Yeah.
like, what parts of Witcher 3 have water, the underwater bits, I didn't have too much problem with.
Okay. The only reason I ask is because, of course, it's us, so we're going to, go hard on the jokes. But I just want to make sure I'm not poking anything too sensitive.
Also, BRB.
Yeah.
Take care.
That and the biggest thing is things in the water that I can't see.
I mean, I can understand that because you don't know what's fucking down there, and it's the ocean. There is something down there. Ugh.
And all of it is way more capable in the water than I am.
Oh, yeah. Like the giant squid. We've never seen a giant... Well, we barely have any media of the giant squid, but it is down there, and we have proof of it.
They look fucking terrifying. We've seen them, like, in submarines and shit, and nope. Hell
Like,
no.
there's that one video of, like...
No.
Yeah.
There's
And
this, Oh, you first.
I was going to say, we're constantly finding new shit down there.
Yep.
There's this cute picture of a diver kind of coaxing a little crab into abandoning I think it was like a plastic bottle or something, into a larger shell so that it would make that its home, and then he could take the plastic out of the ocean.
Oh, yeah!
And somebody's response to it was, Lovecraftian horror descends from space to tell you that your hat is shit. I was amused by that.
Yeah, there's this guy, he goes along the beach with hermit crab shells, and he exchanges shells for hermit crabs that live in like garbage.
Yeah.
Very, very wholesome.
Yes, very Steve Irwin.
Very demure.
Indeed.
Where is it?
And it's not like the poor little fellers understand, but they're like, yay, bigger hat.
There it is. Finally.
Bigger home hat.
This is what we have come so far for. Behold the water block.
Indeed.
One of the tools for cracking the game wide open. Alright, we're done here.
So, in RPG games, when you summon water or earth or something like that, do you think that it's creating the material out of nowhere, it's summoning it from another place on the material plane, or possibly summoning it from its protective plane besides the material, like the water plane and earth plane and air plane, blah, blah, blah?
It really depends on the settings. Like in this one, we're summoning an echo of the water, so it's like a copy of it, and it's just made out of raw stuff.
Magic.
Power.
Yeah. I'm not sure. Again, I think, like you said, it depends on the setting, because that may have to come down to whatever the cosmological implications of the author are.
You're a cosmological implication.
I am, and incidentally, the world ends in 17 months.
I thought that you had to blow that up. I'm almost disappointed now.
Legend of Zelda, disappointing the autistic since 1992.
Now, hold on a minute.
Money!
What this is gonna be? Man, if only we had some fucking explosive around here, I can mail them. I mean, use it to get past here.
Lols. Just out of some curiosity, Andy, could you speak into this microphone?
You know what? Modern technology might not be so bad. Here's airplane overhead. Nope, change my mind. Still hate it.
Lols.
Ah, and you could stack it too, right?
Yep, and swim right up that bitch. It's way more efficient than beds.
So it's kind of like nerd polling from the bottom.
Ah!
Fuck you!
See what I meant about this breaking the game wide open?
Drowned a bird.
Unfortunately, you cannot drown enemies. Trust me, it's the first thing I tried.
You know, in some games, I just can't rely on the idea of a bird being like a messenger or a delivery system, because it's like all it takes is either a hunter or just a hawk or something, you know?
So the thing is, it's based on real life. Messenger
I
pigeons are
know.
like that. They were actually super effective. They saved people in World War One with tanks and shit going around. Like,
I guess it's just
it's hard to conceptualize if you've never had, dealt with it. It's one of those things that feels like, what? Bird?
well, maybe maybe there's some like deeper context to it. Like one, are there a lot of like giant predatory birds in the European area that would like
Oh,
dive bomb?
Yeah.
Yeah, you are trusting in a chance. It's why it's not a method we use anymore.
Well, what I mean is like, how much of a chance was it? Because if it's near the industrialization area, and like maybe hawks were like heavily endangered back then, and they could have also been like, don't shoot birds during a war because they might be doing something important.
Well, I mean, it could also be that it's you trying to spot enemy birds and shoot them. That was a thing.
I mean, I did hear that a certain bad. Wait, I was about to say that was an arrow.
Good
Hold on a minute.
spot.
But sometimes enemy factions would like train hawks to go after things.
I think that was actually a thing.
That would be very awkward.
What is the fried squid they have in Japan? Like taka.
Calamari.
Well, there's something else. they have.
Taco.
Well, what's the one that they like roll up in a ball and they kind of like put some butter on? I want to try that one day.
Yeah, because calamari is a French term, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, I've had calamari. It's good.
Yeah. I can't
Calamari-
have it. I can't
Real
have it
calamari
anymore.
and fake calamari is good, both good. But it's unfortunate that what fake calamari is made out of, and I will not go any further into that.
Hole.
Good job.
Ahem. Booty, 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 rocking everywhere.
Takoyaki is what you were trying to think of.
Yeah,
Mr.
I want to
Man.
try that. That looks so good. Though, I personally have a moral conundrum with eating octopus because of how intelligent they are, but, you know, pigs can be smart too, so ho hum, ho hum.
Grapes.
Yay.
Spinny, spinny. Winnie, winnie. Clup, 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 clup.
In 2032, a mad scientist developed waterproof guns and started giving them to various intelligent sea life.
Mm-hmm.
It's called the harpoon gun.
Come back!
No.
It's kind of reminiscent of that one SCP article where they discover there's an ancient civilization from back when, but they can't figure out why they can't find remains of the civilization other than, like, its cultural elements, but they don't know anything about, like, the species itself. And at the end, one of them has a realization because the fossil record is biased towards vertebra.
Wouldn't there
And
be pictures? Sorry.
well, because again, these are very small remains of that society. Like, they haven't found pictures or anything like that. What they found is mostly structures and technological components.
Gotcha.
But they, one of them figures out it's because the fossil record is biased towards vertebra and things with endoskeletal structures. and realizes that it was probably a species of, like, octopus.
And speaking of SCP,
Oh,
Storm
yes.
and I and a few other curious onlookers looked up Vitas Carna. It's okay.
Okay, Night Owl, why should we not question a dedicated Persona player about takoyaki?
Pakotori.
I mean, what's his opinion on takoyaki?
Well, it sounds like he likes it.
Also, drown that pig man.
I can't drown them, Andy. I already told you this.
God, well, first of all, I didn't hear you say you could or couldn't.
You are now in Jungle Land.
Yep. We're here for a very specific thing.
Yo, this game is really making me want to play Super Mario RPG again. Like, also play this too, but just... This has that, you know... almost decidedly, like, plastic toy set style of modeling.
Yeah, I get that.
Also, I believe it's Dole Banana's 125th birthday or something like that, or 125 years of Dole Banana.
Yeah. Interesting.
Oh yeah,
And
this
then-
is the other reason why the water block's so good, is because you can just extend out.
I saw that. That is very neat.
Extremely useful. Also, the water
Yes.
block only costs 1 of your little energy guys, so
Yeah, I was about to say, like,
it's cheap, it's efficient, it goes in every direction. The only real thing is that it needs to have some sort of support structure.
it's not perfect, but it's good enough.
Yes.
Do you have these things, Rale, the piranhas?
No, I do not, but they're not what I'm here for.
Because I kind of would like to see you just summon a bunch of piranhas on some poor, miserable schmuck.
Guy on Broadway says, as is local 57 and Gemini Home Entertainment, soft spot for analog horror. So I guess Guy on Broadway is the guy to talk to about this kind of stuff. Like Vitas Carnis, or Vita Carnis.
There's an analog horror about Godzilla. Or the suit, in actual.
Ah, apparently Night Owl doesn't actually like Japanese food. It's just a matter of knowing the culture.
Yeah, no, despite being as much of a weeb as I am, I don't actually care for Japanese food either. Part of it's because, again, it's all fish. There you are, you son of a bitch.
I am curious about trying Japanese McDonald's.
I mean, that's really any McDonald's that isn't the United States.
I don't know, I've heard of Japanese McDonald's are particularly like... Also Japanese KFC, I've heard they just go crazy for that.
Yes.
Wait, is that... Okay, that's that fish, that's that food.
Too late, Guy on Broadway. You voiced your opinion. You are now seen as an expert in this.
You volunteered information, which means it's your problem now.
Ha-ha! He will learn how it works.
How?
This isn't like real life. You can't just volunteer, we'll forget about it. We're gonna hold you to it.
And if you're not hyperfixated yet, Night Owl, get the hyperfixinator. We need to make him ultra-autistic.
It's the Hyperfixinator! I invented it to take over the tri-state area!
Andelberg!
You know, that's the second time I've been called Andelberg, and it only happened twice, but it's funny that it did.
What?
Neptune is the key. Mary sees the gateway die.
What?
I have a question, Whacker.
Why?
Do you know the name of the king?
No.
His name is Jeffrey.
He's kind of an asshat.
Yeah.
A is for asshat.
I know this is a very tedious fight. Part of it's because this guy's way over where I'm supposed to be at this point. But aha! Come here. Come
I was
here.
gonna say, is he like a mini boss, or is it just like
The electric whiz robe.
That sounds like a song that you dance to.
I can't even actually summon him yet. He requires 5. There's your proof that he's beyond us at this point.
my potions are too strong for you?
Potion seller, you're a rascal. Bully Snake says Chozo, and I agree with him. Rale avec fromage.
La
yeah, no.
fromage est rouge.
I mean, if Nintendo's been cranking down on emulation, that's one thing. But I guess my thing is, you know, I still have my old systems and stuff.
Yeah.
And of the Nintendo games that I would want to stream, I would say probably Metroid Prime.
Mm-hmm.
You know Metroid
So-
Prime got a remake on the Switch. It's actually really good, right?
So, another thing, though, Whacker, is a lot of the crackdown right now isn't on a lot of the older emulators. It's on the ones that were for emulating the Wii and the one they were trying to get up and going for emulating the Switch.
Yeah, 2 Switch emulators actually got nixed recently.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. I guess my thing is, the other thing you could do is you could actually turn on a physical camera and point it at your old Super Nintendo and the cart that's sitting right there as you're streaming it.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, the problem with the streamers getting fucked with is that a lot of them were openly announcing, I use this kind of emulator. Support this emulator maker.
Yeah.
Oh,
And Nintendo is like...
that's just stupid.
Yeah, and Nintendo is like, first of all, please don't. Secondly, we've hired corporate samurai to attack you.
Yeah. Also, remember that Nintendo's games department and their legal department are 2 separate things. It is not usually like the people who make the games that are gonna be like, we're gonna enforce the thingam.
Understand that, but still, it's part of the same business.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But yeah,
an ugly rock.
the two
So, yeah.
the 2 Nintendo games that I would want to stream the most are Secret of Mana, and which is my favorite Nintendo game ever. And
Secret of Mana recently got a remake also. In fact, I think
I
it's
know.
Secret of Mana 1 and 2.
I have it.
Ah. Is it good?
It's okay.
what was the other one you were going to say, Whack?
Just Metroid Prime, the first one on GameCube.
Yes.
You know what, Whacker? I just thought of the one Nintendo game that we could both stream that would be hilarious. Duck Hunt.
Oh, Jesus
Oh, God.
Christ.
you
We would get shut down for swearing so much.
hit the dog more than anything else, you losers.
I wonder, okay.
Turns out we already have a rule about Dunk Hunt because Diggs predicted the whole thing about the swearing. Oh my god, that might be a fun side project. I'll talk to you about that after stream,
I
right?
wonder if there's like a Steam knockoff of Duck Hunt.
Probably. I'd be surprised if there wasn't.
Well, here's the thing: like, if you do mouse and keyboard, you need to have the laser gun. Like,
I have.
You need to
I
have-
the laser gun.
Yeah.
I think somewhere in our stash of forgotten memories and boxes, we have the actual physical game of Mario Duck Hunt. Like, the cartridge has both Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt on it.
Okay, so you know that thing you get sometimes where you're like still mad that you never got to have something as a kid, even though you know as an adult it would have like sucked, but you still want it?
Yeah. That's for me. That's the wooden train sets with the magnet trains.
Yeah, so like what Andy just said for some reason awoke in me the nostalgic jealousy for my friend's Super Scope 6.
Oh fuck yeah. That was pretty baller, dude.
Yep.
All right,
We used to. Yeah,
I'm
we used.
looking on Amazon for like USB light gun.
Yeah. But yeah, we used to do things like what's it called? Like we would try to play different games with it to see if it would work, and a lot of them just no. Like you could make it work, but that was the first time that we began to discover as 10-year-olds that something that we would learn later as adults was called ergonomics. Which is a lot like Dianetics, except for without a lot of the mysticism.
Seriously, no like fucking USB light guns for.
I mean, there'd have to be a demand for them. Maybe there isn't.
What now? USB
Like
what
a-
now?
Light gun.
Oh,
I'm looking
like-
for like a duck hunt kind of like light gun for that's got a USB.
There's
like,
not likely to be a demand for it. Like, think of something beyond Duck Hunt that used the light gun.
Yeah, it might be more of like. Now you may look up like gun controllers that are like Bluetooth or something.
Whacker. Unfortunately, I hate mentioning this dark and evil force, but it might be our only hope against this. You know, you might have to look into Mad Cats.
What is that?
Isn't that a kind of joystick?
Mad
That-
Cats,
They made controllers, third-party controller maker.
they're notorious for like. People say they're very
Low quality or something?
Yeah.
Sometimes their quality was good, but they were usually like. You remember how there's always that one really fat controller that's a pain in the ass to hold? They were the ones who did that.
You mean the Xbox controller?
Yeah, no, there's an even fatter Xbox controller than the original. And it was.
But now you've given me the super positive nostalgia because I just remembered the big Super Nintendo arcade controller I had.
Oh fuck yeah! The Super Advantage.
Yeah, I think that's what it was called.
That is unironically 100% the best controller ever made for a console ever. Period.
What is it called?
The Super Advantage.
It was
What system?
Super Nintendo. It was kind of for like fighting games, I think mostly, but also it was good for like piloting games.
Everything. It was perfect.
It was a proper like arcade setup for your
That was
Super
what
Nintendo.
you
Yeah, no.
Really
It had built-in slow motion, adjustable slow motion. It had built-in adjustable, toggleable turbo for all of the buttons. Like you could adjust how fast the turbo was, and you could also just like toggle it permanently on. That controller was fucking amazing.
I see a box on eBay for $599.99.
I mean, they are a collector's item these days.
But that's like the most expensive one. There's some that's like $64.
Yeah, they had one for NES. Let's see.
Holy shit.
Wait, what comment did I make, Night Owl, that you need to delete?
So, I have recently discovered 8-bit DO controllers. And they make a couple different things. That's my new PC controller, and it's really nice.
Okay, apparently there's like a gun-shaped thing adapter for the. Oh, these are for Switch? There's some for Wii.
You know, the closest thing to a gun game. Yeah, the Wii would have the closest thing to like gun controllers and such like that.
The Switch could do it too. The Switch has
Or-
the Joy-Cons.
Or even the PlayStation. Don't they have like something that can read where your
Oh
controller
yeah, with the
is?
stupid little ball thing. The controller with
What I
the
was
ball on it.
what I was really hoping for was the original like aesthetic and sound of the NES Zapper with that really sharp click every time you pulled the trigger.
Didn't the Zapper run into the problem of that it can't work on like LCD screens because of how it detects stuff?
I don't know.
That sounds correct.
Oh well.
But yeah, the other thing I remember about the Super Nintendo Super Advantage controller was, you know, back when I was young enough to still be kind of playing pretending games with my friends. My friend Jake and I got really into Star Trek at the time, and Jake was the one that got me into Star Trek. And so his parents came home once, and we had turned the TV room into a 10-year-old's attempt at the bridge of the Enterprise. And that controller was the helm.
Eh, adorable.
You know what's a good close controller for that?
Hmm.
The Steel Battalion control.
Oh my god.
I had that. It had a button to turn on your windshield wiper, and yes, you needed it because sometimes you fell on your ass and got mud all over the place.
Oh god, how I missed that thing.
Turns out when you're a mech and you're stomping around at 80 miles an hour and you try to take a quick turn, you're going to slip and fall.
Oh,
The ejection button had like a little plastic clear glass thing on it so that like you had to flip it before you.
Confessions of Ladder Maker asks, why are you not streaming Steel Battalion right now?
Okay, so I got that as a kid that had more money than he should have, and I eventually had to sell it because I ran out of money because I spent too much. And two, that game is not very forgiving. If you die so many times, it deletes your save and insults you for it.
Yep.
Holy shit. There are some light guns, but oh my god, these things are expensive.
Yep, that tracks.
Low demand means production is probably pricey.
Oh my god, these are expensive.
Yay!
Like actual Nintendo game. Light
No,
gun?
like I'm just looking for USB light guns now. And good god. Okay, yeah.
Oh my god, I forgot how many of these there were.
I mean, the thing is what games would you use them for? You know.
Yeah, I also had the Turbo controller, which was like the compact version.
I see a video that says USB light gun for PC. And he's playing like a zombie shooter.
Well, again, there's other light guns I'm seeing that look like they will work with stuff, but again, it seems that these are like most of what I'm seeing looks like it's intended for like arcade cabinets, like Mamie cabinets.
Yeah, for specific games.
Yeah. Well, a controller is still a controller and it'll work no matter what. I'm just, if I could get like a cheapo, like $15 USB light zapper that would work, that would replicate the experience of Duck Hunt, I would be willing to pay the money for that to.
You could try to build your own if you know.
No, I'm not that creative. Rale, you're drowning.
So, by the way, I have to inform you all of the strange and terrible gift I was given today
Oh?
by one Maze Hughes of the Auxiliary.
What'd he give you?
Rale, Rale, you need to be higher than the crate.
I know, Whacker. Calm yourself.
You're
Okay.
doing it very, very wrongly, and it's disturbing. What were you given?
Well, he may have sent me a version of steamed hams entirely in Hebrew and sung like liturgy.
Okay.
So, steamed hams, if it was performed by, like, my rabbi,
Okay.
it was odd, to say the least. Here, I'll send it to you.
Oh boy.
I'll send you something as well, Whacker.
No.
Oh, god dang it. Taking the damage hurt me.
Yeah, I know, Andy. That's not a USB thing.
Oh, it's not.
Nope.
There we go. Do 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 do, waiting for it to rise. Rise up. God dang it.
You know, I looked a little bit into like how gruesome the original Jurassic Park story was, and a part of me almost thinks that it might be a neat idea for them to like make a standalone Jurassic Park remake, but it's more, really inclined with the book series and make it like a real horror, like gruesome horror story.
There we go.
Storm, what in the fuck am I watching?
Exactly what I just said. It's steamed hams in Hebrew, as read as if doing a Torah, like, liturgy.
The fuck?
Yes, I told you, it's weird.
Oh, we have a new follower. Thank you.
Hey, Audley. Welcome to WBPL 76. We are the streaming arm of the Black Pants Legion.
Hear us!
Join us in the auxiliary. I guess you're here to do that anyways, probably because of Tex's video.
Someone watched the Tex Patreon video.
You have made a glorious mistake, and we love you for it. WBPL, we can legally be called entertainment.
You will know pain and suffering like that of which you...
We value your time, clearly more than you do.
Thank you, Night Owl, for throwing up the other links.
So you couldn't jump that gap, like...
No.
That was 2 wide, not 1. Okay.
Watch. Sploosh.
Okay, yeah. You think you'll eventually get a double jump?
I don't get a double jump, but I get something that's just as good.
Wunderbar.
Flight! Look! Was that a singing toad I spotted?
Yes.
Oh,
They lure
joy
balls
of
in.
joy.
Oh, wait, I need him.
Ooh, a blue work.
Yes, the level 2.
What the ever-loving fuck, Blue Gentleman?
What?
What the oh my god! I've taken true psychic damage today.
What did Blue do?
I can't even describe this. I'm sending it to you, Whacker.
Jesus Christ.
For context, Whacker, that's the main character from My Hero Academia, or somebody pretending to be him.
Wait, that's not the Roblox one, is it?
I don't know! No, it's not Roblox. I apparently scared, was I? Sending this to Tim as well. You know what? I'm sending this to Spara. I want this to spread. I do not deserve to be alone in this.
Send it to me.
I don't get it, but it's weird.
Yeah, no, it is. It's... First of all, Deku is not a yandere, and that has yandere energy all over it.
You have yandere energy all over you.
Well, I have to, Rale. One of us has to keep everyone else in line.
That's not how yandere works.
Rale, it works the way I fucking want it to. Do you understand? That's how this relationship works.
No, bitch, don't tell me what to do.
Oh, look, it's Wilbur.
How do Will?
Hey, Wilfred. Also, Night Owl added the quote, "What the ever-loving fuck, blue gentleman? I'm sending this to you, Whacker." That's a good way to That's a good way to describe a relationship.
That's on par. That's on point. Yep.
Oh, God. Why do I? Why?
So after I get back from teaching class tonight, Whacker, you want to do anime night?
Sure.
Okay. I should be back around 8 o'clock your time.
Your face is gonna be back around 8 o'clock.
I mean, yes, it's part of me.
Okay, that sounds good.
Wait, is that a teddy bear?
Yes.
What does a teddy bear do?
Oh, wait, crap, I don't have that ability yet. The teddy bear?
Yeah.
It lures in ghosts.
Oh,
That's
Yeah.
adorable.
Ghosts are drawn to it. For creepy,
because they want to
unknown
possess it.
reasons, ghosts are drawn to it.
Because ghosts want to possess any form that is closest to God, and the human form is derived from the divine being.
Yeah, I don't have the ability I need to do this one yet.
Just get next to the rock and time stop it, and then whack it a few times and launch it into space.
Wrong Zelda game.
Oh!
Can't you get an animal to run into it, like a spider?
Yeah, would a spider be
I'm
heavy
fucking
enough
stupid.
to be like...
I forgot that the spider will just run straight forward in the line. Don't mind me, I'm dumb.
Get that bird! That stupid purple bird!
I want nothing to do with the purple burb.
What about the butterfly?
Nope, can't catch the butterflies. They disappear as you get close.
Because I'd be like... I'd like to just get a bunch of butterflies and then, like, surround myself with them.
Butterfly in the sky.
I can fly twice as high.
Yeah, there we go.
Yay! Thank you, Storm Song.
I mean,
Yay.
And you know what? Okay, it's not going to come back up.
No, they would test for something like that. I think it's time to upgrade your sword, boy. Or your staff, sorry.
actually, no. Those are used to upgrade the sword, and I already did that. Did you?
It's a swaff.
Oh yeah, no, it is the sword. I remember now, because of, the first episode with Impa's brother.
Yeah.
What do you think about the concept of shaping your staff into like that of a rifle?
You're talking about the gun tactical breach wizards, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, have you not seen Tactical Breach Wizard yet?
Well, I got it from a manga. I think it's from Ars Magica, the one where like he's a mecha enthusiast and he wants to build mechs.
Oh,
Sounds
yeah, I know what
legit.
you're talking about. It's Knights and Magic.
Yeah, Knights and Magic.
Fun little show. I wouldn't say it's good, but it's fun.
I liked it. Oh, and one more thing. I'm going to show you a little trick Mother taught me when you weren't around.
What?
Why that quote all of a sudden out of nowhere?
Well,
I-
magic and then gun and wizard, so...
I'm okay.
Whacker's upsetty spaghetti.
Oh no, tell us something new.
It's
You are a
something-
sassy bitch today.
When is he not?
You know, since Whacker's old, I know how to make him happy. Just give him an ice
You're
cream
just
cone from
you're
McDonald's.
almost as fucking old as I am, you miserable old shit.
Yeah, but I don't go around trying to ruin everyone else's day with my.
Yeah, you
"Oh, I
fucking
like
do.
it."
Don't you dare try to
See, look, he already fell asleep.
man shit.
Don't change the channel or he'll wake up. Why'd you change the channel? I was
Ah!
watching that.
Ah,
I will be right back. I must expel liquid.
Also, Rale,
yo,
Purple.
Werfel.
By the way, now I can't read chat, but I'm going to ask this of everybody: who has actually experienced their grandfather or father is sleeping in the chair or couch, and they turn the TV off, and they immediately wake up and say, "I was watching that."
Nope,
Nope.
I have had that.
my father wasn't around.
Okay.
My dad really wasn't much for falling asleep on the couch.
Yeah, my stepdad didn't fall asleep on the couch either.
Radiant butter. You don't need the light to come on in the fridge. The butter does it for you.
Why are you just smashing all the pots? You're
It's a
such
Zelda game.
Yeah, it's a
fucking
Zelda
care.
game, Whacker. The shit.
So, like, back in the day, you kept stuff in, clay pots, right? That was kind of like the only form of storage you had.
Tell us about it, Andrew, because you're old enough that you remember.
Like, I mean, I legitimately mean that. I think in some cultures, that was your storage, like a jar. You
Yeah,
put
Pretty
anything.
much in every single fucking culture ever, everywhere, yes.
Well, I don't know. I think some cultures didn't do it so prevalently,
No, pretty much all of them did, because clay is one of the easiest materials to work with and also to solidify and turn into a solid structure through annealing.
I return!
Whacker's telling us about pot physics.
Well, he was there when it was invented.
Eat my balls.
I knew I could count on you, Storm. Okay, Rale.
Yo,
A Zelda knockoff, but its title is like Lawn Care Simulator. And the true goal of the game is to cut grass and weed and all that, but you just
So-
have to also defeat the Demon King as you do it.
funny thing, Wind Waker, you actually get rewarded for cutting someone's grass.
There's a couple of and yes, I know I keep bringing it up. I love trash isekai. I'm not ashamed of it, mostly. But there is a couple where it's like a pest exterminator gets reincarnated. Those are fun.
Oh, I found a new badge for us to wear at the meetup.
Oh no.
Putting it in our group chat here.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'll probably stand beside Whacker on this one and be like, nah, I don't like it.
Arm.
Whacker!
Alright, what is this garbage that has been sent to me? Oh, just the Carl. Meh.
Yeah.
I'm not
You
that...
got a bite crystal. It might be a crystal, it might not. You won't know until you have it appraised, which will cost you money. Good luck.
Ah, yawn.
so funny, Whacker.
Storm!
What?
Storm!
What?
Look at the chat!
Oh, okay, give me a sec. Jesus, Whacker! You are just terrible today!
So par for the course. Alright, so today we got to the dungeon for the water bit.
But I suppose you would miss your old job, wouldn't you, Whacker?
Oof, shots fired.
Oh!
I love you.
Storm.
Love. I love you ever so severely.
What didn't Whacker do? He's been around long enough.
It's terms of service prevent me from answering that question, Jiggle.
The important accusatory question, Whacker, did you ride with the horde of Genghis Khan?
Wait, Rale, before you go any further...
No, they said he was too fat.
Son of a bitch.
No, but he was one of the elephants in,
Hannibal's army.
Oh, yeah.
But I never forget.
God, I'm trying to remember the... God, Horton hears a who. What was the line? Anyway, what I was going to say is...
20-year-old.
You could save anywhere, can you, Rale?
Yes.
So, could you save and then go show us what happens when you whack a chicken a couple times?
We can absolutely do that.
No. Is it
We
the
must
same?
know.
Oh no.
This
Oh,
is
no.
something that happens in every Zelda game.
I was gonna say, is this going to end how?
Oh god,
Oh
it
no.
begins.
Oh, it's even quicker than... There's a great moment in the Game Grumps playthrough of this where Dan doesn't know about the chicken thing because as a kid he, like, would feel bad if he attacked the chickens. So Aaron was like, attack the chicken. He's like, this isn't fun. No, just do it. Watch what happens. Okay. He's doing it, and then suddenly the chickens start attacking. And it's just one of the best Game Grumps screams ever.
Have you seen that video of the chickens that are flying down from the mountain because it's feeding time?
Oh god.
Yes.
Nope,
You
there
just
it goes.
go inside. Oh, you died. Congrats.
Alright, everybody. With that, though, it is actually about time to end the stream. So anything before we go?
You fucked around and found out.
Indeed. It was your fault, Andy. You asked me to do
No. He clucked around and found out.
it.
So,
We got Echo
thank you
over
for
there.
joining us on this journey to find out what it would be like if Zelda was actually a girl.
Don't forget to check out the Ox mayoral election. Don't forget to donate your goob. Now it's your last chance. Donate your goob to the Goob Drive. We're getting more art by Lady Red. I am much excited. Do it. Normally I'm not about peer pressure, but right now peer pressure. Donate your goob to the Goob Drive. No hoarding.
Yep.
Oh, man.
And remember, folks, not all analog horror is good.
Andy,
Yes.
shut up and go take your meds.
Indeed. Well, be good to each other and stay safe out there.
All right, everybody. Stay safe. Have a beautiful time. Bye.
Toodles.
Yeet!